Hi, my name is Satwan, and welcome to today's video where I'll be showing you two buy now pay later solutions that are designed for businesses instead of consumers. If you're new to the channel, Digital Money Lab helps businesses to increase sales conversions and cut payment processing costs by using the best and latest payment systems and platforms for your needs. I think you will agree that consumers have been spoilt for choice when it comes to buy now pay later options when they're at the checkout. Customers today can choose to buy with Klarna, Afterpay, Affirm, Splitit, and many other copycat buy now pay later solutions around the world. Some of these solutions have helped retailers sell more goods by listing their products on BNPL marketplaces, such as those from Klarna and Afterpay. Consumer buy now pay later has been so successful that the market has pretty much been saturated. Right now, at the time of recording in June 2022, companies like Klarna are laying off staff as they discover the cost of capital is rising and competition is so intense. So now that the consumer buy now pay later market is saturated, what's next? Well, the next big area of growth for BNPL is for business to business payments, or B2B payments. According to this report from Goldman Sachs, B2B payments is the next untapped market opportunity for the payments industry. They expect it to grow from $128 trillion today to $200 trillion by 2028. This is 5 times the volume of the retail payments market. If you're interested in seeing this report, I've provided the link below in the description area. So if we look at buy now pay later options for businesses, there are 2 solutions that I'm going to discuss now in this video, which could be a great fit for your company. The first one is called Biller. And Biller is a company based in the Netherlands. The company was founded by some executives that used to work from Klarna and Molly, both of which are highly successful European payment companies in themselves. Biller's main proposition is that paying on invoice causes major cash flow disruption because suppliers expect payment within 30 days, but buyers often need more time than that to pay. And Biller helps to advance both sides of the transaction. Suppliers get their invoices paid on time, guaranteed, and their business customers pay Biller when it suits them. One of the biggest benefits to a business is that there are no credit checks, which are always time-consuming for the business customer, and costly for the supplier. Biller determines the risk using AI technology because in the digital age, there's simply no time for traditional credit checks. With Biller, in a split second, they determine a business's credibility based on machine learning technology. Biller can also help businesses to grow their customer base. Because their system looks at a wider range of data, Biller adds more trustworthy customers to the pay later market, such as freelancers, small businesses, and startups. Let me show you how a transaction works from the customer side using Biller. So this is how they'll see a transaction that needs to be paid for. First step, and this is quite common with buy now pay later solutions in general, is you've got 30, 60 and 90 days. But obviously the longer time it takes, the fees are higher. But regardless of what option the customer select, as you can see on the left here, it says that Biller will pay the supplier within 30 days regardless. Now let's move on to step 2. This is where Biller's AI and machine learning really comes into play. So the business will enter their details, and obviously that will be searched on a registered business database and probably other information sources that Biller uses to quickly verify if a business is genuine and whether to decide for that transaction to go ahead. And now let's move on to step 3. This is when the customer will see those checks being performed. And then finally, the purchase will be approved and the customer will receive that confirmation. Here you can see the current integrations for Biller. So they link in with Magento, Shopware, and WooCommerce. Before I move on to the next solution, I want to tell you about my podcast, The Payments Show. On the podcast, I interview founders and senior executives from payment companies who explain how their solutions can help your business to increase sales conversions or reduce costs. To listen to the podcast, either search for The Payments Show on your favorite podcast app, or open a web browser and type thepayments.show into the address bar, and you'll be able to stream any episode immediately. The second solution I want to show you today is from Mondu, and this is a company based in Germany. Mondu's co-founder and co-CEO Philip Povell has said that they believe there's a $200 billion opportunity just in Europe and the US, which is bigger than the global consumer buy now pay later market. And this mirrors the research that I mentioned earlier from Goldman Sachs. Whatever the true numbers are, they are huge, and there is enough opportunity in the B2B payments market to help businesses grow their revenues and profits considerably by making it more convenient for other businesses to purchase from them. Mondu has specifically stated that they're trying to simplify B2B payments for small and medium-sized businesses, so they're quite focused in that area. As you can see on the screen, they offer payment terms from 14 to 60 days. The shorter term doesn't surprise me here. In case you don't know, Germany has high levels of cash usage, and so if a company wants to pay in as little as 14 days, this may have something to do with the cash use mindset that's so prevalent in Germany amongst the population. Some of the results achieved by businesses using Mondu are very impressive. Plus 40% conversion rate, which is extremely high, a plus 60% shopping cart size increase, and a greater than 90% acceptance rate. And you can also see on the screen now some additional benefits of the solution, including fast payouts based on whether products and services have shipped, fast credit checks using algorithms, and no risk of payment default when your company is using this solution as a form of payment for your customers. Mondu is also expanding in a very intelligent way. They recently teamed with banking as a service provider Raisin Bank in order to offer buy now pay later services for B2B merchants. This kind of strategic partnership will see Mondu being offered in more businesses much more quickly because Raisin's banking as a service platform can be deployed to new banks much more quickly without having to deal with the legacy technology infrastructure that traditional older banks have to deal with. Lastly, Mondu integrates easily with major e-commerce platforms such as WooCommerce, Magento, and the others that you can see on the screen right now. So these two buy now pay later solutions for businesses help solve many key challenges, and here are some of the biggest ones. So the first one is working capital, and that can be a consistent problem for small to medium-sized businesses. Secondly, invoices are paid too late. Often around 56% of invoices are paid too late. The main reason for this can often be as simple as the fact that it's too difficult to make a payment using old and dated payment systems. 40 to 60% of B2B payments around the world are still made with paper checks, which are extremely expensive and time-consuming to process. Thirdly, paying on invoice is actually a massive chain issue. Everybody is waiting for each other to pay. Fourthly, trust is an issue when deciding to offer credit to other businesses. It takes time to process an application, and this process is often slow and expensive for smaller business customers. Number 5, many employees that work in procurement departments in companies all over the world today are younger millennials, and they expect a great user experience when paying for things on behalf of their employer, just like they do when they buy things for themselves. And finally, the next generation also isn't loyal to any shop or supplier either. So the big question is, how do you keep them as a customer? And implementing a B2B buy now pay later solution, such as the ones I've just shown, is a big step in helping to retain those customers. So in summary, both Mondu and Biller are two excellent buy now pay later solutions that you can potentially implement in your business today, depending on whether these companies offer this solution in your country. Both companies are expanding throughout Europe, and it wouldn't be surprising if they're looking to expand in the US and other major countries in the near future. Please comment below if you have any questions, feedback, or other types of payment solutions that you'd like me to discuss on the channel. Thanks for watching the video. If you'd like to find a new payment solution for your company, please head over to digitalmoneylab.com, where you'll be able to search for the ideal solution or get in touch with me directly. Thanks for listening, and see you in the next video.